Hello, my Shatsis. This time I want to talk about change, which is a difficult subject. We have beautiful light, we have beautiful dramatic light, there's sunlight on my desk and beautiful stripe of sunlight on the back, and I have some flowers, that make me horny, I have horns of flowers, red flowers. So that should work today. Change is a delicate subject. There's this desire, in all of us that we want to change. And why do we want to change? Because we're not good enough the way we are. And even though we read in spiritual books 1,000 times, we are good, we are whole and complete the way we are. It's a very tough program that is running, fed by society at the moment. I mean, it's still this huge topic that we have to change the world, we have to change our behavior, we have to save the world, we have to heal ourselves. Advertisement is a big one, but even in the spiritual world, there's so many things, that are offered because we need to heal. So how is this? We are okay the way we are whole and complete the way we are, but still we need to heal. So that's it's a bit of a labyrinth of choices that we need to make. The thing is that we are okay the way we are, but life is also progressing, so change is happening all the time. And we will change. It's just that when we want to change and we know in what direction we want to change, like we have a certain idea of how we should be, this idea can be given by our desire or some thought, that was planted in us by someone else. Still this old program that we're running that we inherited from our parents. So if that is the base from which we want to change, it's gonna be a tough one, because first of all, the idea that is feeding this wanting to change is that we're not good enough. So that gives already friction in our natural being, and we're also obstructing the natural change, the miraculous change, the natural flow of life. Like if we could surrender to this natural flow, we will change, but we don't know in what direction we will change. So the change will be a surprise, and the change will be maybe not for our very personal benefit, like this idea that we have about ourselves. But if we trust life, then change will be for the greater good. And so the trick is how to surrender to that. What I found out, what works, is that as soon as I have this thought, I want to change, and I'm not good enough, I just stop on that moment. I just, as Eckhart Tolle says, I bring awareness to that moment, which means that I register the thought, and I'm not doing anything with it. I just am aware. I just, there will be some impact maybe. You know, there will be this feeling of frustration, this like uncomfortable feeling, and I just stick to that. I just allow myself to be in that trap, you know, in that trap of wanting to change, of not accepting myself the way I am. And I don't want to change that position, you know, that being in that moment. I just stick there. I just give myself space. I give myself permission to be in an unwanted situation. And that's it. I don't want to change. And then there's a possibility that life will take over. That yesterday I had this situation with a friend, you know, I bumped into a bit of a troublesome situation because I had expectations of her, you know, like she's visiting me and we agreed on a few things and she would help me with something and it didn't really happen, and so I had an expectation and I was not feeling comfortable with that. And I said this to her, not as a, like, it's not like, whoa, you're doing something not right, but I just, you know, shared the trouble that I had, you know, the uncomfortable feeling, this expectation, basically, I was sharing. Without any idea of what the outcome would be, just sharing and seeing what would happen. And then this allowed her to say the things that she was thinking and her feelings about the whole situation. And then naturally we slipped into a solution. I wouldn't even call it a solution, but a new state from which new things would arise. And it's one of those little miracles that happen if I don't say, like, I'm right about something, or I want this to happen, or I don't want this feeling in me to exist. So I'm resisting something. I want to go to a different place than where I am now, you know, from not accepting. And this is maybe just a practice, like yoga is a practice, and, you know, in my case, cycling out, you know, going for a nice ride, like, it's a practice. So it can also be a practice to, first of all, if you're with someone, to authentically share something, a feeling that you have, without making the other person wrong, like without blaming, just, you know, authentically sharing a feeling, and then not expecting anything to happen, and then see what happens. So that is somehow the perfect condition for life, the flow of life, to take over. And then these little miracles might happen. And then in the long run, a change might happen. But it's this kind of change that will naturally happen, that you don't have any control over, that it's not, the change is not run by an expectation, or by, like, I'm here now, I want to go there, and the change that is needed, you know, has to happen. You know, it has to happen towards here, because I want to end up here. No, it's just, you know, a change that will happen, and you just have no idea where it's going. That's a wonderful way of wanting to change, of changing, of surrendering to the flow of life, to the wisdom of life that might be a bit bigger than my own wisdom that I have on life. Thanks, Shatsis, for listening to this wonderful wisdom that I don't know where I got it from, but it's a nice light that shines on me. Thanks, see you next time.